Hey, what's going on YouTube? Find some green here with Dirt and Diamonds Gaming. Today we're going to talk about the market, flipping, and how many stubs you could potentially make in 1 hour. So let's start off with what is flipping. Flipping is buying a card with no intention of keeping it whatsoever, but to turn around and sell it as fast as possible for the most amount of stubs you can make back after the SDS takes its 10% tax. Now, what cards should you be looking at? Well, I will tell you that you could potentially look at Season 1 cards. They do still have a market to them. Actually, to be honest, they've been going up with the stub sale. They've been climbing. Especially the rarer cards. Like if you look at, where's Paul Skeens? Paul Skeens went up considerably once the stub sale started. He's climbed quite a bit actually. Adley Rushman also spiked up a little bit. I know the chart doesn't quite show because it hasn't registered all of today, but as you can see, it's been on the uptick over the last 3 days. Who else has been doing okay? So Max Clark, right now Max Clark, you could buy him for 30,000 and you could sell him for 40. The chart showing that he's dipping back down a bit, which is true. You'd have to be mindful, but there is still a margin there because if you buy him for 30, let's say 31,000, you sell him for 40, you're going to make 5K. As you can see, one of my Garrett Coopers that I picked up cheap just sold. Now, with that said, if it's me, I did do a little bit of Season 1, but right now you can make a killing in Season 2, and it doesn't have to be the high price guys. Like, yeah, you could go after Trey and you'd probably make about 8,000, but it's going to take a while, and you have to fight tooth and nail and have to deal with people undercutting you left and right. My suggestion, you're not going to find these guys on page 1, most likely. You might find 1 or 2 where you can grab somebody like buying Tim Raines for 13 and selling him for 17. That's going to net you 15.3. You'll make around 2,000, give or take, depending on what the final is and what you get him for. But that's neither here nor there. You're going to do the most of your damage on page 3. Part of page 2, the bottom half of page 2, like Toro will do well for you. Because Toro you can buy for 88 and you can sell him for 11.4, and he should move. I wouldn't mess with Bader. You could try to mess with Kevin Pillar. Anybody who's like this Bader card's part of the BR program. I wouldn't touch the BR cards because you never know when everyone's going to get to the point where they're getting their diamonds and then they could potentially crash the market. Though it is weird that the market's still up with only 10 days to go in the program. But like Jordan Montgomery's not a bad deal right now. You can get him for 21. If you sell him for 27, you're looking at like 3,000. Right? You get a little more than 3,000. Verdugo's not bad. Again, you buy him for 21, you sell him for just under 27, you're still looking between 2 and 3,000. All right, Hunter Brown, no good. There's no room there. Gorman, no room there. Christian Javier's got some room. I didn't mess with him. We'll go through my buy list and my sell list as we get towards the end of this. The guys you really want to target are going to be your tops now, guys, from the awards pack. You should be buying them in the 13s and then selling them in the 17s. Okay, O'Neal Cruz, if that buy now price goes above 23, that's not too bad. Right now you're only looking at about 1,000. If you were to buy him at 18.8 and then sell him for 22, that's going to net you 19.8, which would just be 1,000. For the amount of stubs it costs, you're better off going somewhere else. Call Edwards all day. Like I guarantee you, we're doing this video right now, I will buy him for 78.65. He should fill relatively quickly and then I'll get to post him back up. Lamont Wade Jr., same thing. Garrett Cooper is going to be the same type of thing. The prices are low. There's a good split in between, and you're going to make anywhere between 1,700 and 2,000 stubs on each one. Andujar, don't touch him. Andujar, Ben Brown, and Anthony Volpe should have been cards that you guys bought last week when they were in packs, because their prices, as I can show you really quick, as we talked about in the other video, their prices were, well, for Andujar specifically, ranged between 16 and 18,000. And then they came out of packs, and the requirements for the Season 2 Drop 2 mission came out, and his price, as you can see, skyrocketed. And the same thing happened with Ben Brown. Ben Brown was a 15,000 stub card. I had like 20 of them. And yeah, as you can see, he went up to 39, and now tonight he's up to 42. But from flipping's perspective, those are more buy and holds. From a flipping perspective, Paxton's a guy you could do. David Dahl's a guy you could do. Orion's a guy you could do. Vientos is a guy you should be doing. Anybody in that range. And you're like, oh, well, I mean, how fast does it actually move? So Brian Edwards or Carl Edwards, I should have actually, that order should have gone through. Let's see. No, it hasn't gone through yet, but it will eventually. With that said, if you do all of this and you stay on top of it, you could sit at your PlayStation or your Xbox or whatever you're doing it on, right? You could listen to music, watch Netflix. You could do it for an hour. I did it for an hour. Okay? 1 hour, just a straight hour, nothing crazy. We'll do the cutoff here. I still have like 3 cards that have to sell. We'll do the cutoff here. If you count it down with me, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 56 sales in 1 hour. I bought probably 60 cards. As you can see, there's some that are going through in the background. Here's the example of the season 1 guys you could buy. I bought Max Clark for 28 and change. I think I sold him for 40. We'll go check in a second. I bought Scooble for 27. I think I sold him for 37. I bought Story for 35, and I think I sold him for close to 45. Let's see. Scooble was 37 and change. So I made, take 4,000 off of that. I made 6,000 off of Scooble alone. Okay, that was Scooble. Where is, there's Story. Story I sold for 45 and change. Take 4,000 off of him or 5,000 off of him. We made 5 to 6 grand off of him. Where is Max Clark? Max Clark I sold for 40. So I bought him for 28 and sold him for 40, which means I made 36 minus the 28. That's 8 grand off of him. I don't have the exact figure for you, but I'm pretty sure I started at around 2.3 to 2.35 million stubs. And at this point, I'm at 2.5 and change. So I want to say I did about 150,000 stubs in 1 hour. I'm not going to go through and calculate every one of them. I wish I would have started recording at the beginning of everything, although I feel like this is probably better. Otherwise, you guys would have just watched a fast-forwarded through thing of me working the market with a whole bunch of flashing screens, and it would have been obnoxious. With that said, there's the market's still very active. And if you have the time where you don't feel like playing, or you're burnt out playing the computer, or you're sick of dealing with the nonsense and craziness of BR, or maybe you're just needing a break from ranked, if you need stubs, they're definitely there to be had. Now, we did buy that Carl Edwards real quick, right, for $78.65. And we're going to take him and we're going to put him up for $11,475. And let's see just how fast he actually moves. Because I just showed you the list over the course of an hour. They will move. It's just a matter of how quickly they're going to move. Other than that, like I said, you could flip the bigger cards. There's some room. There's not a lot of room. You know, the best one that's got room right now is probably Trey. But if you buy them, like, let's look at this. You got 120,000 for 225, 120,000 224, 120,000 223. Those are either the same person with 3 orders, which means they're going to want to get all their cards to move, or it's 3 separate people all fighting over one price point and all undercutting each other by 1 stub repeatedly. And somebody just posted them for 90. No, sorry, that's Morel. I take that back. But Carl Edwards just sold. So if we go back to the completed orders, we bought him at 22 after the hour. We were still talking about everything. I posted him, and we'll say within a minute. So we'll minus 1,500 from that. So you take away the 1,000. It's 9975. 9975, which means you made 2,000 stubs in 3 minutes, waiting for an order just to fill and then to sell it. It's not hard, and that's just 1 card. So if you make 2,000 stubs every 3 minutes on Carl Edwards, and you did it for an hour, that's 40,000 stubs just on Carl Edwards alone over the course of an hour. It doesn't include Garrett Cooper. As you can see, we were selling a lot of Garrett Cooper. It doesn't include JJ Bleday, right? Because JJ Bleday for 1720, I was buying him for I mean, look, you can see I sold him multiple times. I was buying him for 13,565. So I want to say every time he sold, I was definitely getting 15 and change. I was making at least 1,500 per. And yeah, as you can see, we were selling Oneil Cruz. All I'm saying is there's definitely, if you have the time to sit down and actually do it, and you're looking for a way to make stubs that doesn't include having to grind through either ranked seasons or BR, because they're not really handing out stubs this year, this is going to be your best bet. And as you can see, over the course of an hour, it can be done. You can make 100,000 stubs in an hour easy. I think I'm closer to 200,000 in this one, but we'll call it 150,000 because, again, I didn't hit record at the very beginning to show where my numbers were to start. But you can check all the timestamps. All right, we'll start here at 07. Then we come down here, and there's the first one at 07. That's when I bought Max Clark. Anyway, I hope this video helps. If you've made it this far, please consider leaving a like, clicking subscribe, and hitting the noti bell. I'll probably do this maybe once every couple weeks, once a month, just to get an idea of what the pulse is in the market and how fast things are moving. It'll give you an idea of how many people are actually playing, because if the marketplace is dead, then the game's dead. But if the marketplace is still moving, then there's a chance that, things are still popping a little bit. So that pretty much sums that up. As always, I appreciate the time. And until next time, you have a good one.